Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are here for today's video. I am canning beans. One thing I really enjoy doing is canning, and I've only been doing it for a couple of years, but I've been doing it continually for a couple of years. And so I want to go ahead and tell you guys that this method of canning beans is not the preferred method. It's not the what they would call the safe method of canning beans. However, it's the way I can them, and there is a reason for that. It's not just because it's easier, and it really is easier. It's People call this rebel canning, which is why I listed that in the on the thumbnail so that you would know before you even clicked on the video. But I do it this way because I prefer a firmer bean. And if I do it, the way that the recipes or the ball canning book tells you to do it, the beans turn out too mushy, and that's just not what I prefer. So I do it this way, and I've always done it this way, and it always has been fine. We don't get sick or anything like that. And so I just want to go ahead and tell you guys that up front so that you will know before we even get into this video that this is not what they say is the safe way of canning, but I've done it this way. I know others have done it this way, and it has been fine. So I will leave it up to you, and what you do in your kitchen is your business. What I do in my kitchen, I'm sharing with you, but I'm wanting you to know too that this is not what Ball tells you to do. So getting into it, I am starting off with pintos and kidney beans. I can these two together because I use this for my chili beans, and so it's just easy for me to get one jar off the shelf, and instead of opening a couple, 2 or 3 cans of store-bought beans. So this, or even my own canned beans, I just put them both together. So I'm getting a cup of beans. I've washed and I've rinsed them, and I've sorted through them, and I put a cup of each into, not a cup of each bean, but a cup of mixed beans in each jar. And then I'm going to season with salt, pepper, and minced onion. And then again, this is not something that people do, but I just take my jars over to my filtered water from the refrigerator, fill them up. It's cold. I'm starting them cold. I put them in a cold canner. Again, this is how I do it. This is how I've always done it, and it has turned out just fine. So I'm going to get all of my jars filled up to 1 inch of headspace, and then I will debubble, and then wipe the rims with vinegar, put a lid on, a ring on, and then I get them into the canner. I have 7-quart jars that I get in, and you do your regular stuff with canning. You vent for 10 minutes, and then you bring it up to pressure. In my area, it's 11 pounds of pressure. You have to check that for your area. And then quarts will process for 90 minutes, pints for 75 minutes. And then you have some yummy, delicious beans to go on the shelf. So this is the first one that I'm going to do, and then I also have a couple others that I'm going to put together, and I will share that with you when we get to it. All right, did you guys hear the sound that lid made when I was trying to put it on? That is not a sound that you want to hear, especially when you're canning. So what I did was I took the lid off, I took the rubber gasket off of it, I washed it really good with hot soapy water, and then just put a little bit of just a teeny tiny bit of oil around it, put it back in, put it back together, made sure everything was good with the lid, and when I put it on the second time, it was smooth. And so I went ahead and began the canning process. So here I am rinsing off my black beans. I am doing 1/2 pint jars of black beans because that's all that I ever need at one time. I don't really like black beans, so if I put them in a soup, like a taco soup or something like that, I only want a small amount. But my husband and my daughter like it, so I try to give some of that, give that nutrition to them when they want it. And then, like if we do nachos or something like that, I can sprinkle them on nachos, and then when I get my portion out, just pick them off. So I'm just doing I'm just doing 1/2 pint jars, and so I will put 1/4 of a cup of the beans in the bottom of each jar, and then I will fill them up to 1 inch of headspace, wipe the rims, put the lids and rings on, and then I will process these the same amount of time that I do a pint jar, which is 75 minutes. And you'll see here in just a few minutes I'm going to be making some baked beans in pint jars, and so I'm going to process the baked beans and the black beans together. I went ahead and washed off my navy beans that I'm going to be using for the baked beans, and rinsed those off, got them good and clean, sorted through them as well, and then I just put 1/2 cup of the navy beans into each pint jar. So here I am getting my liquid ready for the baked beans. I'm starting off with water, and then I add molasses, brown sugar, minced onion, salt, pepper, and it called for dry mustard, but I just used the regular French's, the yellow mustard, and a little bit of bacon grease. The recipe called for bacon, like pieces of bacon to put in there, raw bacon. I didn't have any, so I just used bacon grease, and it does just fine. It will solidify once your jars are through processing and they cool for 24 hours. That bacon grease does solidify in the jar, but it's okay because when you go to heat it up and cook it, it's flavor that you're putting into the beans. Link this recipe below. It is the Rebel canning recipe. But then I'm also going to link a ball canning recipe for baked beans as well. If you guys want to try these recipes for yourself to see which one you prefer. The ball canning recipe is considered the safe way of canning, but like I said, I've done the Rebel many times and it's done just fine for me. You just do what you feel more comfortable with. For the black beans and the baked beans, I am starting with a hot canner. So I am putting hot liquid into the navy beans jars, and then I have my tea kettle boiling water, getting it ready for the black beans so that everything is hot when you put it into the canner. And again, I'm going to process these for 75 minutes.
Sun comes over mountains and valleys, turn to gold. Forests shed their winter and birds sing songs of hope loudly. When you're right here beside me, love restoring on you. Spring away.
I want to thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little while in my kitchen. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope it didn't turn you off when I said it was rebel canning. I think everybody does a little different when they're in their own kitchen doing some canning. You got people that are strictly by the book, and then you got some that, I guess, walk a little on the wild side when it comes to canning. I personally, if I've done it and I know it works, I'm okay with it. Um, I even go back to watching my grandparents can and remembering some of the things that they've done that people might not do today, and it's okay. For me, it's okay. If it's not okay for you, that's fine. You do you, and just have fun with and enjoy the process. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. Come back and see what we do on this channel. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.